Jamie Jan, non-toxic farm mom, coming to you guys with a totally unplanned YouTube video. And in the background, some unplanned noise. They are trimming trees all along our road, and so I just had to go with it. So this is totally unplanned content, but my husband sent me out to pick up persimmons. So persimmons are his favorite thing, and today is his birthday. And so we are blessed to have a ginormous persimmon tree here on our property. So you might be thinking, oh, I've seen persimmons in the store, and I'm sure you have, but those are the great big, probably Fuji persimmons. These are just the little wild persimmons. So today's video is going to be a totally impromptu, unscripted YouTube video about persimmons, so stay tuned. Okay, so now some of you are probably thinking, why in the world does she have, y'all, I'm so sorry about the trees, the tree trimmers in the background, but I have to kind of do this video now or it's not gonna happen. So you might be thinking, I thought people picked persimmons like off of trees. Well, some people probably do, but here at our house, our persimmon tree is really tall. So there's my persimmon tree, super tall, right? So we picked them up off the ground. So I've got my handy dandy little bucket, and I'm gonna show you what I look for. So here is actually a good persimmon. All right, so I'm gonna toss it in my bucket. All right, so they are so much better after it's cooler weather. You will hear a lot of people tell you that it needs to be after the first frost. So that's really great if you live someplace besides South Carolina. That's just not gonna happen in South Carolina. So we kind of wait until it's cooled off, and then we just come out and we start looking. But there are some that are always too far gone, and most people would think, Jamie, that's so gross. Look, but this is what you're looking for, okay? You're looking for a mushy, sometimes purple spot. These are the sweetest. You don't go for the big orange, bright orange, hard ones. And I promise you, if you've ever picked one and bitten into it, you will never do it again. So this is one that is really bright orange. Do you see it? It fell on the ground. I'm actually going to see if I can show you some that are still hanging on the trees. But a lot of people think, oh, these are so beautiful. We did when we first got here. Actually, we teased our children and tricked them into tasting this when we moved onto this property. If you bite into one of these, sorry, my camera's over here. If you bite into one of these, you will never do it again. It's the weirdest, gross, tangiest feeling, and it leaves your tongue so fuzzy. So when I say we look for the ones on the ground, there's a reason for that. All right, so here's another one. See how beautiful and orange this is? But look, when I squeeze it, oh, it's so hard, you guys. Okay, but people think that this is what they need to look for in a persimmon, but this one is not ready. So don't bite into these, okay? That's your public service announcement. If you're going to start using the persimmons that you have growing on your homestead or on your property, you don't want this one, okay? So see how pretty they are on the trees? We don't actually have a lot left. Well, we might still. We lost a lot because we had a bunch of rain while it was still really super warm, and so we lost a lot. They weren't ready. But I'm pretty impressed with what I've picked up today. So I will be busy in the kitchen, and you can see what we do with these here on our little farm. All right, you guys, so look at this haul. You guys, this is why I love being non-toxic farm mom. Oh my gracious. 3 buckets of persimmons just picked up from the ground that are gonna be turned into amazing persimmon pulp that I can use for my husband's favorite persimmon pudding. We have an amazing persimmon jam recipe that I love. So much goodness free right here on our little homestead, and completely safe and non-toxic, okay? So stay tuned because we're gonna head into the kitchen in a little bit, and I'm just gonna show you how I what I do with these, how I clean them, what I do with them, and how I store them, and what we use them for here on the farm. Okay, you guys, so now it's just time to clean off the persimmons. And honestly, I just give them a little rinse. I take the stem off, so I plop the stem in here so I can take it to the compost. I give it a little rinse, make sure there's like no yucky grass or anything on there, and then I just put it in the strainer. I don't like my persimmons to get like super soaked. They're already pretty mushy. I don't want them absorbing more water than necessary, so that's really all I do. I just pop off the stem so I can compost it, and give it a little rinsey rinse, make sure there's no like grass or dead leaves on it, and plop it in there. Okay, that's all I do. So I'm going to clean these up, and then I'm going to meet you over at the table, and I'm going to show you what I do next with a little thing called a fully food mill. Okay, here we go. 3 gallons of persimmons with their stems off, a little bit of a rinse, got rid of the yucky ones, because believe it or not, some of them get kind of yucky. This is one of those processes where you have to work fast. So this is one of those things that I have kind of a love-hate relationship with. You know, I love my homestead. I love things that make our life non-toxic and easier. I love persimmons, but I feel like you have to work kind of fast because otherwise they get mushy and gross. And but anyway, they are ready to go. I got rid of the bad ones, and they are ready to go. So come join me, and I'm going to show you what we do next. Okay, we are ready to get the persimmons started. Okay, so I have one of these. How many of you have ever seen one of these? When I was a kid, I used to think this was the worst thing ever. I used to be like, Mom, don't make me use this. But now that I am all grown up and have my own kids and my own little homestead, I love this thing. I actually used one that I think was my mom or my grandma's for a very long time until it fell apart. But this is a fully food mill. Okay, so this is going to be our best friend. This is how I separate the seeds and the skin from the pulp. So this is definitely a labor of love. Okay, this is one of those things on the farm that I told you earlier I have a love-hate relationship with. We love persimmons, we love making jam. We are so thankful that God blessed us with a persimmon tree on the farm. And one of my favorite things about our little homestead is that Mr. Rainey, who lives across the road from us, his whole family used to own all of this land. And so he'll tell me all the time how they used to have a ton of persimmon trees and that they kept that one. And so our property is on the land where he grew up as a little boy. And I love hearing the stories that he shares with us. But I'm blessed that they chose to leave that persimmon tree. We do have one other persimmon tree, but it's back buried in the woods and very, very hard to get to. So this produces, we got 3 gallons today, and my husband went back out later and said, I think you missed an entire gallon, but we'll hopefully get a few more. But hopefully we can make this pulp, and then I can freeze it, and then at Thanksgiving we can pull it out and make some persimmon pudding. Some of it I'm going to make some jam with. And make sure you check back on my Non-Toxic Farm Mom page, okay? Jamie Jan, nontoxicfarmmom.com, because I put some freebies up there. And right now my elderberry syrup recipe is up there, but it's not gonna stay much longer. So grab it, because I think I'm gonna surprise you guys with some persimmon recipes that are my favorite. I have several. I have a persimmon chocolate chip cookie recipe. I have a persimmon jam recipe. So even if you don't have access to a persimmon tree, you might be able to buy some persimmons, or maybe you do have access to a persimmon tree and now you'll have something to do with your persimmons. So here we go. Let's get started with the fully food mill. All right, you guys, here we go. We are gonna use the fully food mill, and I'm gonna try to video this for you. I'm not really set up for this, but hopefully you will show me some grace. So we put the persimmons in, and then we literally just start turning, and this will smush the pulp away from the seeds and away from the skin, and then we will only get the good stuff. And then tomorrow my chickens are gonna be super happy because they will get the skins and the other stuff that's left over. We do not waste anything here on the little farm. Okay, so I changed my my camera angle, so hopefully you can see me a little bit better. I know there's a big light behind my head, sorry about that. But literally with the fully fluid milk, all you do is start turning it. So I have it on top of my Pyrex, and it just fits right over, okay? And I will put a link to the fully fluid milk that I got this on Amazon, so I will put it there so you guys can find it and have it shipped directly to your home. It's super awesome. You can use it for all kinds of things, not just persimmons, but this is the best tool for separating persimmons from their seeds and their skin. Okay, so you can see the pulp is now in the bottom. Okay, and then I'm gonna get a whole bunch of yuck in the top, all the seeds, and I just keep turning. And what's really cool about the fully fluid mill is I can turn it backwards and it will scrape up the stuff, and then it'll let me mush it some more. Okay, so I'm gonna show you what it looks like inside. Can you see inside? It's all just mushed, right? And then on the bottom, the pulp starts dripping out and just drips right into my Pyrex below. Okay, so I'm gonna keep doing this. I'm gonna keep mushing my persimmons, and I will come back and show you the finished product and how much we actually get from these persimmons. Stay tuned. Okay, you guys, it's done. Labor of love. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna try to block the light. Let's see if I can show you. It's so beautiful, so orange. It's just gorgeous. All right, even my husband came out and said, oh my goodness, it's so perfect. So I'm gonna guess that there is about 10 to 12 cups of persimmon pulp here. So I'm gonna put a lid on that, stick it in the refrigerator. Tomorrow I will scoop out enough to maybe make some cookies or something fun, and then we'll save the rest and probably either freeze it. I've never really canned it, so I'm gonna do some research on that, and if I can, I will post the link below for those of you who enjoy canning. I've never really canned it. I've always frozen it, but you know, it would probably be a good idea to have some canned. You know, if the power goes out, if you lose stuff in your freezer, right? I always like to have things canned for that purpose. So I will do some research on that because I've never really done it, and I will get back to you guys. And here is what will make the chickens happy tomorrow, okay? An old ice cream bucket full of the skin and the gunk and the seeds. They will be in chicken heaven tomorrow, so nothing will go to waste. The humans can have yummy persimmon products, and the chickens will benefit. So I love our non-toxic farm life. So thanks for following along. Be sure to hit the subscribe button below, okay, and help me grow this channel. The more I grow, the more I can share with you. And then remember, make sure you go to JamieJan, nontoxicfarmmom.com, and follow along there. You will also find there all of the other links where you can find me on social media, and follow along and make sure you grab your freebie while you're there, and stay tuned because we have more good stuff coming down the pipe. If you haven't checked out some of my other videos, there's an elderberry syrup one, there's Meet My Turkeys. There are all kinds of fun things that you can learn about JamieJan, Non-Toxic Farm Mom. Thanks, you guys, and I hope that if you have access to a persimmon tree like I do, that this was helpful and that you will be able to make some yummy persimmon goodies for your family. Bye guys, thanks.